this is Dr. Tracey Long. Yes, I'm a nurse doctor. So as a nursing professor, at the end of clinical shifts with my nursing students, I would show and share inspiring stories for them to help heal their hearts, because nursing can be a tough profession. So we've started this Healing Hearts campaign. For those of you who are working on the front lines with COVID patients during the worldwide pandemic, we thank you and are impressed and inspired by you. So these stories are for you to help you remember it's good to be a nurse, and why we went into nursing is because it's worthwhile. Now, here's a story by someone that was a healthcare professional on their own and was very familiar with the hospital setting. Well, one time he became the patient instead of the caregiver. So he was in for a long-term antibiotic therapy for a pretty serious infection. Well, he knew a lot of the staff, and so they would play practical jokes on each other. And so, of course, sometimes he would get up with his duct tape that he got smuggled into the hospital, and he would close down cabinets inside his own room. So, of course, nurses couldn't open it up. And, of course, I'd always, look at him, hey, you. And then, of course, it was one up for the next time. Well, so one time, one of his nurses came in, and he could see kind of a flash, and he realized she had an old-fashioned glass IV bottle, which we used to have. Now they're all just plastic. Well, he saw that little flash and then realized there were 3 fish inside that IV bottle. Well, they laughed and laughed over that. And then, of course, she was ready to bring that back out. Well, he says, no, wait, let's try that on the next shift. So this time he uncorked it, let the fish breathe for a little bit, and when the next shift was coming on, he corked it and closed it back up, flipped it over, attached another primary IV tubing, made it look like it was connected to his real IV, and kind of hid the glass bottle behind the plastic bottle. So when the new shift had come on and we're getting oriented, he clicked his call light and said, I'm sorry, I think I have a problem with my IV. Well, of course, the lambs are the first to the slaughter. And so it was a very new nursing student that was sent to go deal with the man's IV problem in room 404. So he says, I don't know, there's something wrong. And so diligently, like a good, well-trained new grad nurse, she starts down at the hand and starts looking at the connections to see what might be the problem. He says, I don't know much about this stuff. You nurses are the smart ones. So she kept going up to see what it was. Well, as she went up, then she caught the eye, her eye was caught by the 3 fishing tails swimming around. And of course, she screamed and jumped up and hooped and hollered. And of course, there were lots of other co-conspirators out in the hall knowing what was going to happen. And of course, everybody had a really good laugh. Well, so they named those fish Larry, Curly, and Moe. And then later, a nurse got to take that bottle home with the 3 beautiful fish to her own family. Well, when he was recovered and ready for his own discharge, another neighbor next to him in the hospital came by and said, I just want to thank you for the best hospitalization I've ever had. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And the gentleman said, well, I've been in and out of hospitals a lot, but this was my best. Well, why? Because laughter is the best medicine, and all of your antics with each other made me laugh and holler just as much next door while I was trying to heal. And yes, laughter is a great medicine, and we all need a bigger dose of it. So have some fun, enjoy the privilege of working with the dear souls and the patients that you're working with, and we need and love you. So happy healing.